So I'm making this video because everyone seems to have trouble with the Neoclassic event, and a lot of people try and do it with the Group 3 Supra or a car that's not quite the pace of the Group 2 or Group 1 cars. I spent a good amount of time trying with other cars that weren't the race cars on hard. Um, I couldn't do it with a Supra, which is most cars people have. So if you want to do it with a Supra, you're gonna have to just accept you have to do it on easy or normal difficulty. Now, if you put the time and effort in, the gold for license master international A, that will give you the Porsche 962, which is the car we're going to use for the race here. This is a car that you don't need to tune, it's easy to fuel manage, and on racing hards it'll get through the whole race without any effort. So this video here is going to just show you how to do that, and just on screen you can just see some of my credentials, you know, A+, S rated driver, and all this other stuff, in case you were wondering what kind of driver I am. So we'll skip to the end quickly. I've won the race, 24 seconds, I've nearly lapped the Mazda 787, but that's obviously because it's had a spin at some point. But as you can see, about 24 seconds clear. Yeah, fastest lap of a 107, which is a mega lap. But it's quite a straightforward race. You've got to be in manual for this. So if you're not used to manual, you have to try manual for this one here. You have to be short shifting, like this corner 2. If you're going for full throttle, you go in 3rd gear. But if you're fuel management mode, you're in 4th gear. You're losing a tiny bit of time, maybe a 10th, but you're using a significantly less amount of fuel. Good thing about it being 10 laps, you know you're going to be using less than 10% fuel per lap to make it to the end. And as you can see, I'm going through the traffic here quite easily, just working through them as quick as I can. And yeah, it's a very simple early stages. Overtaking the cars is quite easy, just knowing the alternate lines to get past cars quickly. Even with my short shifting, I'm quicker than everyone else at the moment, so I don't really have to worry about drafting or outpacing anyone at the moment. The good thing is as well, I've done this race before in the Toyota GT1, and that's on the channel somewhere about a year ago when I did another crack at this, but I don't post it anymore. But it's still there if you want to go and see it. The perspective's in my virtual reality, so if you want to see some racing in VR2 at this track, if you haven't done it enough already, as you can see on the radar, car's spun out. But lap 1's a 111, now that's a good opening lap, opening stint. But lap 1, lap 2, probably till lap 3, you're just overtaking the traffic. So you see I'm going to go around turn 2 here. I should short shift to 4th gear here. No, what's a 2nd of all things. But that's because I'm just trying to get the rotation. This is just me going full throttle at the moment, not really looking after fuel. I know what I need to do in my gameplay. When I'm driving, I'll have the fuel thing at the bottom right, knowing where I am at the end of each lap. Just trying to make through my way through the traffic as quick as possible. Because the moment I get through the traffic is when I can just set the pace and just control how far behind I am the cars ahead. The Suzuki Escudo has now got dropped down to 3rd place. He's slowing down some of the cars still, which is why I'm already so close to them. However, 2 of them have got away. I think it is the Nissan R9 2CP and the Porsche. And the other cars, which is obviously the Jag, the Sauber, and the 787. But they all overtaken here. But we're about to switch on to lap 3 here. We're already looking at the battle for 3rd place essentially. So we made good progress. We've done a 108.9, not the fastest lap because the AI gets stupid pace for some reason during this race for periods. From laps like 1 through to 3 or 4. And then they just drop off until they pit and then they're quick again. It's really weird. They'll start doing like 109s, 110s, I'm pretty sure. But even in a Supra, like I tried it on softs, which only lasts 2.5 laps when you're really going for it. 3 if you're careful enough. And I'm not even doing 108s, whereas this at one point I do a 107, which is this lap here. So as you can see, even though it's my fastest lap of 107.7, I think it is, I was in 4th gear for a period there. I want to get past the Jag here. We've skipped to lap 5 by the way. I'm 8/10ths up in second 1. Send it up the inside, get a good overtake, use all the track here. Let the car drift wide here, let it drift, then tuck it in. Full throttle, car's got great traction, do not be afraid to punch the gas down. Straight line braking, down to the downhill left-hander, open the corner up, get to the left-hand side, so that way I don't have to lift off through this little kink here, because if you go through it too tight, it will spit you out onto the sand, which will catch you out sometimes. 1.3 seconds up, full throttle. And the 4th gear here, if I was saving fuel, I'd be in 5th gear by now. If good thing to keep an eye on If you're fuel saving, you want to start shifting when the red bar is probably a quarter of the way on screen. That way you're still getting a decent amount of the turbo kicking out, but you're not going full revs and chewing your fuel, because you'll use 10% in 10 seconds if you're at high revs. Obviously you're shifting gears and you drop down, that's why it's not that fast, but as you can see, we did that lap time. We're into second place now, and we fast forward through the laps. Next lap, we're right behind P1. We're leading the race at the start of lap 8. Lap 9, they're going to pit. Here they go now. Yeah, going to turn 1. I'm now a pit stop ahead of everyone. So I've nailed it. I've done a good time. Like I said, between 1 minute 7 to 1 minute, low 1 minute 10 is the pace you want to be aiming for. Although you could probably be averaging 1 minute 9s the whole race, truth be told. As long as you're clearing traffic, 109s would be a very achievable pace. Hard tyres, no stop. But you can see lap 9 of 10. You can't make mistakes either. But a good thing to keep in mind is you go through turn 1, keep to the inside line, let the car drive out a little bit, but don't let it obviously go off track. Put the power down. You go into turn 2, you tuck it in on the inside curb, and then that way it'll suck you in through the corner. Third gear, if you're going all out here, as you can see, tuck it in around that little notch there. Drift wide, drift wide, drift wide. Wait for the car's rotation to lock in for the exit. Once you get it, full throttle. Head into turn 3. Keep right, brake in the straight line, then tuck in for the camber of the corner. You want to be kind of a bit further to the left as you go in, but then you want to let the car drift out a little bit. Open up this right hander so you can get on the power in a straight line, down the hill, going down here, down this little chicane, brake in a straight line to not oversteer. Come through here, keep central or left, full throttle through the right hander, and full throttle into probably one of the most difficult corners on the track. I've got my telemetry on screen, you can see how much braking I'm really doing here. So I'm only going to drop down to about 210, 200 k's an hour in fourth gear. So look here, we're down to third, sorry, 200 k's an hour, slower than normal, we can go about 220 k's an hour, this is stock tune. 220 k's an hour when there's no traffic in the way, and it's just a nice easy drive to the start finish line. But that's how you do it. Any Group 2 car will do it, any Group 1 or 2 car will do it, and there you go, 24-second win. Very simple, but if you need any more advice, chuck me a message, RedeemerX2 on PlayStation. Thank you, bye now.